Mindset shift, no shortcuts, no fiction. Nestor and Daniel, raw truth conviction.
How's it going?
Good morning.
Huh?
I said, well, good morning.
How are you, brother?
I
Where you off to?
I was just I went to the gym, so nothing crazy.
Oh, you're at the gym?
I'm back now.
Oh.
So, been on my back on my consistent lifestyle.
I was noticing that also. Yeah, like it's like yesterday I left the house around 6. Well, no, I was planning to leave around 6. I had 2 airplanes that I grabbed yesterday for last night. And then at the end, one of them canceled. Well, postponed till today. So then I was left with the one that was really late at 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I was like, fuck. So I chilled all day with Dolly, and then I left around 10. And I was back at fucking midnight, 1 o'clock.
Oh wow.
I was back quick. So my schedule's all fucked up. But I understand when you're saying back to your normal routines. I told Dolly yesterday, I was like, I'm gonna have to start leaving, at nighttime more often.
Mm.
She goes, I know, I hate it. I'm like, you hate it. But yeah, that's like pretty much like the norm. You know what I mean?
No.
But anyway, because I was thinking, I told her the same thing. I was like, all right, so what are we doing? I'm still waking up regardless because it's just natural in me. So I can continue waking up and just doing my own what's it called? Do my own meditations, my morning shit. But I'd rather do something together, I told her. Says she can't go to the gym and work out because of her rib, but I don't know. Maybe she can walk the treadmill or something, while I'm out there doing something. So she liked the idea. We'll see. We'll see how far we'll take it, but
No, that'll be good.
I think so too. I think so too.
I know Alicia really liked it when I was staying home until like 4:45, 5 a.m. to go to the gym with her instead of going at dark 30. I guess that's still dark 30, but like she appreciated it so much, and that was something that she kind of was looking forward to.
Yeah, I know. I know. She mentioned it to you earlier too, so
Yeah,
I get it. I do because I know Dolly feels pretty much the same way.
yeah. Oh, I mean, I was.
Yesterday,
What's up?
I said if we went to, I know why she feels better too, though, because she was really worried that the doctor that we went to go visit yesterday. What up, dog?
What up?
So the doctor that she went to go visit yesterday, that we went to go visit, why women sneaky like that? That's kind of, she almost fucked me up. So I knew that I had a 9:30 appointment, doctor appointment. So I stayed out after you guys, and I stayed out here in my patio. I did my morning meditations. I fed my ducks. I'm out there just being me. And I look at my watch and I'm like, oh, cool. It's 9 o'clock. I gotta go. Literally, nobody bugged me from when I left you guys. I was out here untouched. Nobody fucked with it. Actually felt pretty cool. That's also part of what I was, going back to the normal routine. Remember it, D? That's exactly part of what of yesterday. And then I went to I came back in, and then my wife, dude, she was out. I was like, what the fuck? I'm looking for her. I was like, don't tell me she left, dude. I was pissed. I was like, because if she left, that means I'm in trouble. So I'm like, fuck, dude. So I started running. I ran around the house. Sure enough, she was dressed. She was getting in the car. I was like, yo, what the fuck? She goes, I don't have time to wait for you. And I'm like, listen, time out. You told me 9:30. She goes, I have to be there by 9. I gotta fill up a whole bunch of paperwork. And I'm like, yep, I'm ready. So I just threw on a fucking shirt. Whoop, and I'm out. So fucking A, dude. And when we came back, that doctor, it was an oncologist, one of those specialized in breast stuff. And remember, she's been complaining about something, and during the mammogram, they found something and blah, 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 and whatever. Long story short, dude, this doctor told her straight up everything that we've been saying. You fell and cracked 2 really fucked up ribs. Okay. Sure, you might have some anomalies in that breast. Gonna happen. But you're still healing. And that shit you feel, it's your body healing. So there's nothing much there. So her face immediately goes. And then she looks at me and smiles. And I'm like, I told you, it's cool. Either way, though, they're still doing one more fucking MRI specialized with because they did find so they found during the mammogram some silicone from a bursted implant, and she had one that was replaced because it was supposed to have been defective, so in her mind she's like, I said, we knew that one was effective, so maybe you just have that silicone. The cool thing about the body, the human body, the body does it just silicone doesn't, it's just there. But as it attaches, as time progresses, so you're talking about 10, 15 years later, then you'll start feeling a little lump. This is pure silicone that they found. They said that it might be fresh. So they're gonna have her do it one more to see if maybe she bursted her current implant, when she fell and she hit her ribs and so forth. It might be possible, but we're still thinking that it could have been from the previous one. So that's it. So she felt great. She feels amazing. But that's what I was going to say. Why are women like, she was ready to kill me and eat me. After that, she had the best day of her life. But, but she was ready to kill me. She was ready to kill me because I wasn't ready at 9 a.m., dude. And she didn't even tell me or say, hey, I'm getting ready, or hey, are you coming? D, your mic's off, right? Your mic's off.
Yeah, nobody hear you.
There's problem with the communication.
Yeah, no, that's pretty funny. But yeah, no, that's what she was doing in the background. Like, she was just talking. You were outside, and she was just, this motherfucker, like, that's yeah,
right.
Nobody hears you, but you're sitting there talking shit, and yeah, that's we all do it. I figured out that I get myself in trouble when I start talking to myself in the third person in my head. And I'm just like, yeah, that's the devil. Stop it. no good will come from this. But no, that's pretty funny. But yesterday was good for. Oh, it's a good day. I guess I stayed in the office all day, and I did not enjoy what I was doing. But I have to take training for the OSHA 30 certification, and so I've been on that for. I think I've
2 days now.
I put like 20 hours into this thing already, and I'm not even halfway done with it. It sucks. And But at least I'll be on the actual project today and doing work with that, so that's cool. But yeah, no, it's I had a lot of conversations yesterday about politics, which is always fun. Um, and
Yeah,
that's how I ended up on that view that I sent you.
yeah,
And like, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Why not? Like, it's everybody's listen. We'll get on the supplementation that I want to here in a second, but
yeah,
there's something that has to be said. Uh, People are scared to talk about what's going on in their lives because they're scared of the people that wouldn't show up to their funeral on social media. Like, these people will loan you a fucking dollar, and you are worried about upsetting these entitled fucks that live in other parts of the country. Are you serious? No, absolutely not. The reason why
yeah,
we are where we are because people are scared to have conversations and disagree, and that's it. Like disagreement is the basis of education. Like, you can't learn what the other side or the other people are thinking if you're scared to have a conversation. And it's, I had guys that were calling me and saying their bags were packed when they were ready to go to the Capitol and fight if they felt like that's where half of the country's at right now. So if you have the people that are out there willing to fight, but the other people that are scared to have a conversation, we have a very, very serious issue that needs to be addressed. And it starts with the opening of the lines of communication. So, like, this woman is, I don't even know her name. And she was talking about how she has less rights now that this man has been elected. And I was like, you're sitting on syndicated television as a multimillionaire telling us that you have less rights when you're basing that off of reproductive health, and then you're speaking on a platform and you're able to lie and say whatever you want. Like, it's unbelievable to me that that's where we're at right now. Like, like, yeah, it's based on your state. Like, oh well, women's rights, women's health. Like, you do understand that that changed under Biden in 2022. If you want to go look it up, it's pretty crazy. So, like, it's a non-issue. And if you don't like it, then vote for it in your state. It was on our ballot. But a lot of people don't know that because they didn't vote. So, like, it just, yeah. And Manuel has left the chat. That dude literally, like, hopped off camera and disappeared because he did.
Yeah, he's out there. He probably went to go take a shit.
Right. But yeah, no, I just found that so freaking mind-boggling and crazy that that's the conversation. I remember I got roasted for posting a meme, and I had to, like, defend what I actually believed in, and nobody said anything to me since. And then what I started noticing is all my friends started saying where they stood, and they were able to formulate why they stood for what they stood for, and that's a big important part of actually crafting the community around you. All right, I'm off my soapbox. I apologize. I don't. No, I'm serious. No, it needs to happen.
No,
people ain't ready for that conversation.
That's because people are scared to have it.
Hey, they're scared to have that conversation, but motherfuckers like to throw rocks and hide their hands on social media and whatnot.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, they act like they want to have the conversation. When it comes down to having the conversation, it's like, nah.
No, not today. No.
Yeah, yeah, because most of them don't really have a valid argument. It's just,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just because that's how I feel type stuff.
and it's okay to feel that way,
Well,
but
yeah, but if
you
you don't have nothing to back it up and you don't have an argument about it,
you
then
probably don't feel that way.
you don't want to debate that shit.
Well, that's the thing.
listen,
It's like
dude, guys.
it's
I think the average fucking American, we all consider ourselves average Americans, dude. There's not one fucking person out in the world, unless they hold, you know, fuck, I don't know, unless it's Elon fucking Musk, the richest man, the current, richest man in the world or whatever. We're all pretty much average Americans. We all have this ideology of average, you know.
This is how I feel right here. Yes.
You
No, there's
can't see that. What is it?
you can't read that. It says average
No,
is the enemy.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
It
That's
doesn't say.
crazy.
It doesn't show.
Really?
Now it does. Keep going.
I mean, I can see it on my screen.
There you go. Right there. Yeah.
Uh,
Now I can see it. Maybe it's because of my little squares,
Maybe.
because I got all three of yous up there right now, including myself. All
Oh
three
yeah,
of yous.
and you're on the phone. So yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah. So let me
The
see if
average, the average. All right, so everybody considers themselves average.
yeah, I can see I can see it there. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Thank
Go ahead. Everybody considers themselves average.
Well, listen. As far as the average thing, right? The average guy looks at these fucking ballots, dude, right? And they already know what the main thing is. The other 15 things that they put on these ballots, I must admit, I knew about one. I didn't know about the other ones. Like, for example, so I had to pull out my phone. But at least I'm so happy I did. I'm like, what the fuck is this talking about? So I pulled out my phone, you know, and even though they tell you, hey, keep your phones away, whatever, shit, I pulled it right out and I'm like, what is this? And I started reading on it, and I had to make a quick determination based on quick, information.
Right.
For a lot of these things that I don't think people, they just fucking Christmas tree the fuck out of this thing. They just,
Yeah. No, I developed a practice where, because I do a decent amount of research before election time, and if it's not something I'm educated on, then I don't vote for it.
That's cool. But like I said, I know there should be a lot of people that like what happened to me, and I'm like, fuck, I'm an idiot. I
Yeah.
admit it. I did mess up on that one. But I told you before, I wasn't going to anyway, so I wasn't
Right.
prepared.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
I'm
guess
glad
that,
you did.
yeah,
I'm glad you did.
I
All
didn't
right.
know it was gonna be so close. I was scared shitless too.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, listen, I'm working, towards the end of the night. I'm looking at 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I'm still clicking through, and I see, I was like, fuck, dude, that's too close. I said, no way. It wasn't until I woke up the next morning that I was like, oh, okay, I can breathe now.
No. And I
Gotta
don't
watch
know.
them.
What's up?
You just gotta watch them. They'll do that every election. Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's so close. And it's like, okay. Because they can't say, hey, your candidate just got his ass just landslided. You know what I mean? So they're gonna have to it's so close. Oh, it's so close. Because
But here's the other
that's
thing
how
though,
we
isn't
get
this part of the
ratings and
fucking
everything else.
manipulation though?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's part of the
absolutely.
fucking, yeah, that's what I thought. It's part of the fucking
Absolutely.
manipulation. It's part of the
Absolutely.
saying, hey, of this whole facade of a show that we
Yeah.
have to choose fucking this side or that. Why do we have to identify? I was listening. It never really dawned on me. It never really dawned on me until I heard it from Trump when he was on Rogan, for example.
The two-party
It,
system.
the two-party system. It
Is that
never really dawned on me.
you can't
He
operate
goes,
outside of
can't do
the system.
anything outside. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to use Congress, and it's a
Yeah.
two-party system.
You'll get slaughtered
So,
if you try to do anything else. It's you'll waste your money, your time, your energy, everything. It's
Yeah.
only that's
and the system will force you to pick a side.
correct.
People don't understand politics like that. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing, though: the system will force you to pick a side to a certain extent, right? But
Mhm.
there's got to be a way. There's got to be, dude. There's got to be a way that you can go in there and talk to all of these fucking senators, being an independent. They don't, you know, I think it's possible. I should be possible. Can you
They should
imagine
talk to a lot.
but
It's a
that
lot.
person of influence though, if it wasn't Trump, if it wasn't him, if he wasn't, because he started off Democrat, then he goes fuck you both, and then he was by himself for a while,
He wanted to go independent, but
independent.
like here's the deal: it's like you can be a person of influence, you can be a great orator, you can win the people, but you still won't be able to get anything done if the people that are there are loyal to party lines.
Yeah,
And I mean, we want the red wave, they'll vote blue no matter who. Like that's the mentality in those two parties. So
it's horrible.
if that's
Yeah,
like, how are you going to be able to get anything done? You'd be the most ineffective, non-effective president in history if you actually do make it that far, which you won't, in my
dude, how
opinion.
the fuck was that happen? We went from yes, possibly one of the. They just turned Trump into the quite possibly the greatest president in American history. Especially right now in his next 47th election. As the 47th president of him
If
coming
they let
back.
him make it, if he makes it to inauguration day,
Ooh,
yeah, some scary shit.
they're talking about that now.
I mean, they've been talking about that
Weirdos
for.
out there, man.
So what happens now? Listen, so wait. So because he still hasn't been sentenced, right? So he's a convicted felon, which is retarded. But
Well, all
just
that goes away. That all goes away.
after he's
You
after he's
can't you
fit,
can't you can't convict no president of no crimes or no shit like
after he's fit,
what?
he's
Yeah, he's gonna be
already no,
president.
he's gonna be the first felon president.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
but
what.
it's just a title. That goes away. He ain't
Uh,
gonna he ain't gonna spend one night in jail. Not
like
one
I
night.
said, if they let him make it to inauguration day, if they let the election be certified, yeah. But I just conspiracy brain is my conspiracy brain. I trust nothing until it's done. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We'll see. I'm interested to see what's going to happen
I don't know.
That's what
after.
makes everything so interesting.
Yeah. So
Because if he does make it in office, then all he does is turn everything around and chase everybody that was chasing him.
you got to think about everything that's been
Mm,
going like
he's
so
not that malicious, but I hear
well the stuff
what?
that's on the chopping block right now. You got to think about like we've got the FDA that's about to get targeted by RFK. Big pharma is going to get targeted. All of this corruption in the swamp and all these other things, like all the stuff that is going to make a lot of people lose a lot of money. And that's these guys been eating at the trough for a long time. They make billions of dollars. They're not going to let that go without a fight. And so for you to think that the peasant class is going to elect a leader and they're just going to let it go, like they already tried to kill the man twice, possibly three times. And so that was before the even election. Now he's there. Yeah, that's it'll be I will be surprised if nothing else happens in between now and January.
But look at the people that they're sending, dude.
Yeah, until there's a drone strike on Mar-a-Lago.
Or a gas leak or something stupid.
Right. It's like there's just so much. So I don't know. That's just
You you think he can get suicided?
It's not going to be classified as that if anything happens, so don't talk like that, okay?
right.
Oh, dude, poor guy. No,
Yeah.
but
No,
yeah, we have to be careful what's true with our words.
no, that's what this is just that's not me saying that I'm like, no, I voted for the
No,
guy.
we're not saying anything. God
Like,
damn it. Yeah, I know.
like I'm good.
You
See,
like
now
some
we got to talk to one of those fucking alphabet robots out there. Please don't censor me.
That's what I said in my opinion. My conspiracy brain
far
is
fetched. Far fetched.
far-fetched conspiracy brain. There you go. Where's my tinfoil hat? But so let's get off this shit.
You know what's funny? Yeah, I did. I am starting to turn into that person. As far as that old vet with the fucking tinfoil hat. God damn it, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
But so I was like mixing my supplements this morning. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about supplementation today.
All right, so
Fitness,
tell me.
health. Because I had somebody that is freaking hilarious. If you weren't paying attention, lift your fucking mug up. This guy's got some. uh, it says Happy Father's Day with some sperm swimming, and it's got a couple of.
Two of them on there with some shades and shit. Sperm with stunner shades, huh?
Yeah. That's Sebastian and Gabby.
Wow.
And that's why
That's
you guys that listen on Spotify and iTunes got to watch the freaking videos because that shit's fucking hilarious. But let's talk about I had a guy at work that had asked me about supplementation and what I eat because he's like, you're literally the only truck driver I know that's not fucking fat. And I was like, all right, like, I guess there's a little bit of logic behind that. And so I was like, what do you eat? And he's like, well, I only eat like McDonald's once a day. And I was like, but you don't eat any like he's like, yeah, I can't understand why I can't lose weight. I was like, because your body's fucking pissed at you right now. It was like, you're storing this toxic ass fake food in your system trying to survive, and you wonder why you can't get rid of the gut. He's like, man, I'm strong, I got good muscles, I work out
oh,
a
yeah.
lot. But so like proper nutrition, proper hydration, um, micronutrition, like all these things that people seem like, I, it's so mind boggling because like when we started working out, like there was no internet. So it was like you just had to keep on trying things until you figured out what worked. And but the foundation of it is, move your body and eat clean food and like eat real food. So like I was doing canned chicken and tuna pouches for an extended period of time until I got married. And my wife was like, tuna's so bad for you. I was like, tuna's rich in protein. And she's like, well, the mercury content. I was like, damn it. Yeah. So then I had to get off of that because that was easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're somebody that is not going to be able to, pack nutritious meals, have access to non-GMO or things that you probably could. You just have to be a little more creative in food prep. But if you're on the go all the time, tuna pouches and canned chicken were my go-to for a very long period of time. And, lots of vegetables. I wasn't really big on any complex carbohydrates, but currently I am doing rice and quinoa. That is pretty much my lunch is grilled chicken and rice and quinoa every day, and I eat like a dog. When I say I eat like a dog, eat the same thing every day, just about.
Yeah. So what'd you tell them?
What's that?
So what'd you
I
tell them?
I sent him a bunch of links from First Form, and got him some clean protein because they have a pretty phenomenal product at First Form. Them and I like what's the other one? They're out of Fort Lauderdale. Gosh, I can't remember. Redcon One. I like them too. They have a whole food protein that's pretty freaking good as well. That doesn't cause any bloating, and I have a pretty sensitive stomach, so yeah, those are the two proteins that I always tell people to get. And I always tell
The
to buy things that are local. So if you live in Florida,
those
go ahead.
those guys, those Redcon guys, I don't know them personally. Um, I know the aircraft that they use, and my barber is really great friends with those guys.
Really?
Yeah, like as a matter of fact, my barber, yes, I have a barber. But anyway, no, but I swear to God, we're 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 really close friends. So I say my barber, he's the one. If I got to go get a trim, I'll just go to him, whatever. But we always, um, we've been friends for a very long time. And he was showing me one time. He used to be fat. He was an ex-army guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he's had a lot of issues as far as his physical health and everything. And he became friends with these Redcon guys, like the owner and everything. And
Nice.
my boy is transformed into a bodybuilder. Like he is going into over 40 plus shows. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, that's really cool.
yeah, the senior shows or whatever. So now
Yep.
dude, it's fucking beautiful to see that. Badass. Those guys are, I give them props. It's a good company.
Yeah.
Yeah, the human body's crazy, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you could make it do whatever you wanted to do, pretty much. You
Well,
know.
it's the chemistry set. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of all it is.
Yeah, but
And
you gotta know it, and
right,
everybody's chemistry set ain't the same.
correct.
People don't understand that. Oh man, this guy's got great calves because his fucking
Genetics.
dad, his grandpa, and his uncle's doing it's genetics. I'm gonna have to do 4 extra sets. Shit. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. My favorite though is the guys that be getting the oil shit. Those guys are hilarious, man. But yeah, it's just like you said, it's chemistry set. You just gotta know what to put in, how your body reacts and everything. You gotta test things out, and see what's what and actually do some shit. If you do anything long enough, a ratio appears. So you gotta do it long enough to find out what's going good or what's going bad or whatever. A lot of people don't even like to work out because they don't get no instant results. So they'll go
Right.
to feel good and shit and then try to go to the gym. And there's so many girls at
That
my gym
and
with BBLs and shit, and then they go on there and they try to squat and everything, and all it is, it's a goddamn TV show, man. They have these cameras
It's
set up and
it's so
shit,
bad.
and they go in there and they do 3 fucking sets of shit, and then they go home and post that shit like they worked their ass off, and they get thousands of likes and sims. Oh, it's so great, your body. Oh my god. Oh god. It's like, man, it's all a show, man. It really is dog and pony, and I hate it. That's why I like to go so early and stuff, because I like to have, when I walk in the gym, if there's, 3 people on the treadmill, one person lifting, I'm happy.
You and me both.
yeah,
You
no,
know,
I completely understand that. The times that I do or go or when I have gone, I prefer either late night or be the first day or first. The gym that I used to go to was 24 hours, and you had to pass a little thing, and you show up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Especially for me because I have no schedule, no work schedule, so it's either a. But then I started noticing that I can't go to the gym after work. Doesn't matter what time. If I get off at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, if I get off at 3 o'clock, if I get off at 10 o'clock, I can't go to the gym. I can't go to the gym after work. I have to be the guy who wakes up and then goes to the gym. So
absolutely.
that's the
I like
one.
to lift before
I
the gym, before work as well. You know what I mean? They say that you'll get better results if you lift before bed, so you can go to sleep because all that cool shit happens when you sleep. But the problem with that is you want to lift, 2 to 3 hours before you have to go to bed and actually crash out,
Which
and
is
it makes it
impossible.
really hard to. What's that?
Which is basically impossible. At least for me, it is.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, no,
I like to
it's
lift before I go to work and everything, get everything going and whatnot. But
And that's a good way to charge your batteries too, because like literally the mitochondria in your cells, you're activating them
yeah,
by going to the gym when you get up in the morning. And so I guess it goes 2 different ways. Your recovery should be better at night, but you still get to charge your cells up and become energy
so
in the morning.
example. I was listening to this Dan. I think I mentioned him to you on one of my little short videos to you. I mean, so I was listening to this doctor. I forgot his name. I got to do a little bit more research on him, but he's a surgeon, right? He actually went to school and he became a surgeon. And while he was in surgeon school or finishing or graduating surgeon school, he realized that all of his peers and all of his his professors, he fucking hated every single. They all hated their lives, even though they were successful and had money or whatever. He goes, the fucking life was just. He goes, I don't want this life. He doesn't want the life. He wanted something completely different. But he's trained his whole life to be a fucking surgeon. So he did the whole doctor thing, and then he entered more into. He started looking into the Eastern medicine. So he somehow he's found his little niche in mixing Western medicine, with more herbal and natural stuff. And he said that holy shit, I just explained who he was because Daniel, what we're talking about? Nutrition.
Yeah.
He goes because he said he mentioned that the nutritional aspects of it, that you should not eat after 9 p.m. Right? Like he says that because at, eat anything and everything you want, during when the sun is out, like a true sun is out. Why? Because our bodies are naturally they gravitate toward, hey, it's daytime. What do? Oh, we work and we eat. At nighttime you relax. So what happens is like the arteries, the blood starts flowing differently. A lot of organs shut down. So the energy to clean our systems, they're cleaning the streets, right? They're fixing the fucking roadways at nighttime. That's exactly the same way that he described it as to what happens to us. So if our stomachs are full and you have extra things working, so you're taking a lot of your workers away from rest areas to where you're supposed to get refreshed, and you actually need for more attention because they're too busy digesting, and the process never really fucking stopped. So, and he also says, he goes, this bullshit ideology of 3 square meals a day, where breakfast, he goes, anything can be a break from the fast, right? Anything can be a break from the fast. We'll look at that in a second, Annie. And so he also said how he described how juicing, for example, orange juice. Everybody says, oh, orange juice is great. It's healthy for you. It is probably one of the worst things you can do. For example, especially for a breakfast, listen to what these people have been doing to us. Holy shit.
That's a pretty acidic freaking drink right there.
Got nothing to do with the acidity.
I mean, it does for me because it causes fucking acid reflux, so I don't drink it.
It's probably the 16 grams of sugar per orange. So if you take the fucking orange, right, and you eat an orange, you're satisfied. It's almost rare that you eat 2 or 3 oranges. There's so much concentrated sugar in one orange, right, that it's probably it's the equivalent to like 16 grams. Something like that is what I heard. I know I might be exaggerating a little bit, but it was that significant that I said, whoa. And then he also says, listen, you'll eat an orange, and then the fibers in your stomach tell your stomach, your mind, hey, don't eat anymore. Okay? We're full. Because here's the thing. The sugar, the natural sugar in the fucking in the fruit clicks it, and it's way over what we need for that moment to wake up. So we're like, wow, we have energy.
So how's your diet been? How's your eating habits been since we started down this path?
they actually haven't changed that much because I'm right now I'm down to 192 again. It's um it's pretty much the same. I don't eat a lot of sugar anyway, so my
Yeah.
eating, yeah. Although although there are some days that
Right.
I'll, I'm not gonna lie, and and it all depends on certain people.
Yeah. Don't blame your wife, you a grown ass man. You'll knock that shit off. Or look at the camera.
Yeah, listen, hold on, hold on. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, fine. Yes, thank you. It's delicious. Don't tell me that never happens to you.
It does. She gets pissed too. She gets fucking pissed. And I'm like, nah.
Dude,
Have
she'll
you
put
try
a
this?
fist
No.
full of fucking
Yeah,
whatever.
no.
Eat it.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen here. That's cool. You do testicular fortitude. It's okay. She'll be all right.
He says testicular fortitude.
Yeah, I got
There
them.
is no testicular fortitude, dude. Not with that one. Huh?
But that whole recovering at night, I think is what you were on, Manual.
Mm,
But
that's
that
what I
was,
was going at. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
You have a
that's what you
book?
had.
What is that?
this book is the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies.
No
So,
kidding.
like, any kind of illness or whatever, there's
Put
supposed
the
to be.
title in the notes. I want to see it.
Yeah,
I can't. Yeah.
there's supposed to be a remedy. You know what I mean? That counters anything. Like you should never have to take a pill for anything. I guess you know what I mean.
Nice.
Everything that's on this earth is for us, and just depends on what you mix and how you mix it and whatnot. It should work out. But I went and got this book because, like, we were talking about health and eating and everything. Now, when you eat like that, a lot of people they like to eat really late, like way later than they should. You know what I mean? And they'll go to sleep and let that sit on their system like that. And that's what you don't want, you know? You want, like you said, you want to go to bed and be able to sleep and burn all that off because your body when you a lot of people like eating them like, oh man, sleepy. Well, that's because your body is using energy to digest all that food. So you don't have really energy to do too much anything else, you know? And a lot of folks that I deal with that are overweight and have overweight problems is they eat like for like pleasure type deal. You know what I mean? Not even be hungry, just want to munch on something, you know? And then when they do munch on something, their
The
choice,
grazer.
whatever it is to munch on is shit, it's something coming out of a box or a package. Now, the bad thing about it is our our food over here is already terrible, man. So many preservatives and whatnot, and sodium, just so stuff could have a longer shelf life, so these companies can get their money. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And
It's either longer shelf life or shorter shelf life. They want to do the preservatives for this and the fucking activators for that. And Jesus.
yeah, and it sucks because what you got, Daniel? Yeah, that's
Ah,
the one right there.
That's the right one.
That's the right one right there.
All
we'll put a
Yeah,
link on it in our video. Hell yeah.
right, we'll do.
pop that link up there. And it sucks though because it's just a money grab, man. That's all it is. It's a money grab, you know.
Yeah.
And like now, I mean, being later on in life, it's like shit, man. If I was eating clean since back in the day, because everything like's coming back to kind of like haunt you, so to speak. That's why every McDonald's and all that shit's geared towards all these kids and stuff. Boom, 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 boom. So you eat all that bullshit, then you get older and you're like, damn, the hell? And they want that shit to come back on you and whatnot. That's why a lot of diabetes and shit like that. Because I mean, you
Hey,
be
are they still tracking
shit
kids,
that's bad.
targeting kids through regular television or
Oh
like
yeah,
McDonald's? Is
oh
McDonald's?
yeah,
I don't think so. Are they? I haven't seen
oh yeah.
any.
It's because you don't watch
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah,
Well, that's
everything's
true.
everything's aimed right at them. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, the government. I mean, think about it, man. You first of all, people that work average job, they ain't got no time to leave for what is it, paternity and maternity leave or whatever it is.
Maternity leave.
You don't have that much time already to do that. Then you got to get back to work. So I mean, your kid has to go to a daycare. Then your kid goes from daycare to a preschool, from preschool into real to public school. You know what I mean? Pretty much somebody else is bringing your child up. You know what I mean? All the way until they're 18, pretty much and whatnot. They
Yeah.
control the school lunches and all that, and it's just how they do their marketing and everything. All these kids want chicken nuggets and, pretty much stuff like that. And that I don't even know how in the hell they're still able to make chicken nuggets.
Chickens have no
Man,
nuggets.
if you get on YouTube and see how they make chicken nuggets, I don't even see how they even get to produce that and call it a
Well,
product and put it out there.
where they produce bologna.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
It's
that
all lips and assholes, baby. It's
Yeah.
all lips and assholes.
hey, it's I don't even know if it's that. It's like, hey, if you just want to throw something in here and mix with it, we'll do it too. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
bonding agent, but it's
Yeah.
it's pretty nasty. And look, so like I'm the reason why my eating habits changed so young is because of sports. And I figured out that soda made me cramp. And so that's when I stopped drinking soda at like in 10th grade. And that gave me like that was like the cheat code to like just starting to like X things out. Because I remember then I had cut out the McDonald's and stuff after college. Because the only reason why I ate McDonald's in college is because it was like freaking $1 for a double
That's
cheese.
right. That's right.
And that's how we
That
sustain
20 piece.
broke college kids. And there's
Man.
like they get you locked in with affordability. And so like, the crazy thing about food is the worse it is for you, the cheaper it costs.
Yeah.
And even when we start looking at like the stuff that you can get
Ramen noodles, baby. I
with
love
your
them.
SNAP benefit card,
Chicken.
you can get just junk. It drives me bonkers, and it might makes it.
Wait. That SNAP
But
benefits card, you can still get a bucket of lobster.
yeah, all right. So you'll see the person riding around in the fucking power cart at Publix on the sugary fucking food aisle, filling their little basket in the front to eat shit instead of going down to the inn to get
I
the
love
more
those.
expensive food that you can get the same fucking card
They're
to
my
cook
favorite.
themselves. And so it's a very sick society of poor choices and laziness. Is
Yeah.
Well,
and
there was a meme. Go ahead, Danny.
well, it's like the choices that we make when you're thinking about like them when you start out as a child and you create the poor habits, and it's all because of the systems like, indoctrinated for you to be able to
Programming.
it.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, this is good because it's full of shit. If you have real food, you get so much more out of it. You feel better,
But it
and
don't taste like that. Don't taste good.
yeah, but it doesn't give you that hit. I had somebody that
Chemicals.
worked with me at my very brief stint at Applebee's, and freaking, I was like, I was making the food or whatever, and I was like, "You eat here?" He's like, "Oh God, no." He's like, "This shit's fucking. It's so addictive." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Everything's got solutions injected in it, so they make you want to eat more. They make you want to come back." I was like, "Bullshit." And then like, haha, no, he was right. The food is addictive,
Yeah.
and it's insane that you get a dopamine hit off of eating just shit. Like, tell me why cheese fries taste so good.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
And oh boy, they're freaking delicious.
It's not even cheese anyway. That's the other thing. That's not even fucking cheese,
It's
dude.
something else that's been produced.
That's like some burnt ass fucking yellow oil and shit. And it tastes great.
It's great. Just like those chicken nuggets from McDonald's, man.
Hey,
Oh my god.
a little bit of
Yeah, see,
dude.
look at you. Oh, you had a moment there. You all right? You okay?
I brought myself back. I brought myself back for the last time I had a fucking nugget. It was. I can still taste it. Nice and crunchy, outer external, plastic shell with a
Yes.
cardboard fucking sauce, tasting whatever. Yeah,
Doesn't sound good.
Oh, they're delicious.
yeah.
What was it
That's
now?
the problem.
20-piece chicken nuggets from McDonald's.
Oh yeah, no, I've been on the Chick-fil-A
You can
nuggets.
smell the ammonia.
Chick-fil-A the Chick-fil-A nuggets are great, but I
Those are
just don't like
bomb.
it because they don't
I love those.
they're hard to get your hands on. They're not
The
like
chicken,
finger
yeah.
friendly.
No,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
What?
The
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A nuggets are badass. I like
yeah. Like the McDonald's nuggets, they're finger friendly. You know exactly what shapes they come in, where to grab it, where to dip it.
I always thought they looked like fucking animal crackers. Oh, we had a dinosaur today.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You use your mind, let it run wild.
no, that's
Right?
funny. Uh, but all right. So like food's food. All right. There's a lot of shitty food. There's a lot of good food. Um, make good choices. You want to like the good food.
Well,
The supplementation piece of it. You know, I take vitamins. I take creatine. I take amino acids. I take two types of amino acids. Um,
really?
yeah, I take essential amino acids and I take branched chain amino acids.
Okay.
And I take the branched chain amino acids during my workout, and then I take essential amino acids later on in the day to aid in recovery with my glutamine.
You take any protein?
I eat my protein as much as possible, so I do protein bars. Um, Mainly, I used to do a lot of shakes. I don't do them as much as I used to, just simply because I try to get it from real food. If
Okay.
I'm tracking my macros and by the end of the night, then I'm pretty far off of my goal. You know, I'll take 50 grams of protein. Um, Given you're trying not to do that before bed because you spend your energy digesting instead of recovering.
Right.
So you got to be kind of strategic about it. Like the same thing with your hydration. It was like at a minimum 100 ounces of water. I aim for over a gallon. Um, is the goal because with all the supplementation, you need to hydrate. Your body is water. Period.
Well, your kidneys are fucking working double time at all the extra shit. They're just trying to, hey, we need these. We got to keep this. We got to keep going
gotta
and start.
hydrate.
You got to flush that system. That's why people get kidney stones and shit because they don't drink enough water and all that residual shit stays inside those filters.
And like you think about it, like if you're not hydrating, like coming from somebody that's very prone to muscle cramps, like it's a it's a it's a catastrophe. Like if I freaking have I had muscle cramps in the movie theater, and they were considering calling an ambulance because they thought I was having a heart attack.
You take
Because
pickle
the
juice.
dude, I keep mustard packets in my fucking pocket.
Yeah.
That's the level of my cramps. And
What?
yeah, so I figured out that if you take mustard and you put it under your tongue, it immediately the sodium that's in the mustard will go directly to your muscles and it'll relieve the cramp.
See, that's
You,
genetic shit.
you learn that from endurance racing, but I figured out
That's how lifesavers and the reason the same thing applies to them when those people when they were having their diabetic attacks. Shit, they put one of those lifesaver candies underneath their tongue. It would absorb immediately. Okay, cool, and then there goes their diabetic comas. But now people eat 10 packs a day when they're supposed to be meant for saving lives.
Yeah. So like that's the reason like my supplementation, like I figured out what worked for my body.
Yeah.
Is because like I had to figure out like it's not cool to be cramped up. You
How
know,
long did it take you? How long did that take you?
to figure that out,
Yeah.
started running Spartan races back in what 2018. And so
Okay.
it's been a pretty recent revelation.
Do you
Uh,
take Matt Greens?
what's that?
Do you take Matt Greens?
I used to take greens. My system doesn't process them thoroughly for some
Okay.
reason. At least at that period in my life, it didn't. That was before I got my gut health in order, and I haven't tried it since. Uh,
Right.
but I do eat a pretty substantial, or used to eat a pretty substantial amount of actual like vegetables. I try to eat like living food and not the process whenever. So I have a thing of Reds in my freaking desk at work. Um, so if I, because that helps with vascularity and blood flow and all the other stuff. So you take that, but not so much the greens anymore. I try to get that from food.
You want to
Uh,
improve your blood flow? Fucking eat it like a half a pickle a day, have a glass of wine a day, and
yeah, but I'm
you'll
not drinking. So
okay.
and that's yeah, and I think the wine thing is more propaganda because alcohol does more harm than it does good. They're like, oh, it's good for you. Yeah.
One glass. One glass.
Listen, like
They're
my
just blood thinners.
my
They're
glass is bottle size, so if it's gonna be a half a glass, it'll be half a fucking bottle.
not a Dan issued glass. Regular glass.
But yeah, so like I do take a decent amount of stuff, but I do it based on performance and needs. Um, and but I do think that, and I'm curious to see what you think about this. Damn, it's already six. Fucking well, the effects of creatine monohydrate.
Well, that
Uh,
depends on what you're doing after you take it.
so I want you to watch Dr. Huberman's. Um, he's a was he a Stanford professor? He's a Stanford or Harvard.
I
And
already don't like
yeah, you'll like him. But he actually goes into the science behind the effects of creatine on the body, and it talks about the prevention of Alzheimer's, cognitive function, especially when you're tired, and hydration. And he digs into it, and I mean, he's a pretty freaking smart dude, and he puts all of his stuff out for free. So this is a like a very, very, very successful scientist that literally puts out his information for free on YouTube for people to be able to learn about it. So I definitely would encourage that you watch that here in the near future.
so you're vouching for this guy, you like him?
Oh, I like him a lot. Um,
Think he's
and
better than Dr. CB?
so Dr. CB is different. So Dr. CB is somebody where you're looking at these herbal remedies and things like
Didn't
that.
they kill him?
Pretty sure he
Legend.
cured cancer and they killed him for it. Um,
Right? I thought I recognized that name.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But you know, his work is still out there, and you know that's really really good stuff. But you're talking about sports and nutrition. You know, Dr. Humor, it's going to be where you want to start digging into that a lot.
I think you want to mix them.
Yeah,
You know what I
well,
mean?
I think there's a very holistic side to the chemistry set, and I think there's a very scientific side to the chemistry set as well. So
But when you get in athletics and all that shit, but it gets a lot more personal. You know what I'm saying? Versus like general. Like if we're getting into athletics, like me and you with football or even track and field, there's gonna be certain shit that you're gonna take that's gonna make you great, and that shit's not gonna make me as great, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So it's
right,
pretty much kind of like not only your genetic makeup, but what else you're going for. What kind of sport are you training for? What muscles do you need to really focus on? You know what I mean? Because like how you was talking about your mud runner things, whatever. Psh,
yeah,
man, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? All that endurance and whatnot, I can't do that. But if it's something like football where it's a boom and it's a quick 10-second bursts and then whatever, relax, 10-second burst, relax, that's my shit.
yeah,
Explosiveness, that kind of thing. And for me to do that stuff that you do, I mean, I would have to lose some weight. I would have to train a whole different way. I'd have to eat a whole different way. My mental would have to be a whole different way. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna check him out because it's crucial, man. These kids are freaking. When we were growing up, we played whatever sport was in season. These
Mhm.
kids are specialists at like 10 years old, getting one-on-one training with people and
Right.
stuff. It's mind-blowing, man. These coaches out here are making
Bread.
money off these kids. Like, yeah, we're having a clinic and it's 500 a kid a head, and these parents are really like investing in these kids like this, and it's crazy because it's like, oh, this is the next Kobe Bryant and blah blah. Hey, let that kid grow up, man. Let him fall out that tree, man. Have him go build a ramp or whatever. But it's not like that anymore, man. It ain't like that. You know how we used to just get up and just go out and just do dumb shit all day,
All day.
get
Yeah.
hungry, come home, eat and go to bed, wake up, do the same thing. Man, these kids are like, Mom, where's my shake? Where's my protein shake? Oh, I gotta go see my tennis specialist like from 3 to 6. And after that, then I gotta go, do this and do that. And it's weird, man. These kids, these parents are living vicariously through these kids, and they're trying to make them all these stars and this and that. And it's interesting because I never.
So what is the and I'm breaking in here because I'm putting myself into this thing, and I'm thinking, for example, Sebastian, right? So Sebastian was 8, 9 years old. He was doing MMA, blah blah blah. He's fucking
Mhm.
doing amazing for himself. To him, it's just this thing Dad takes me to, right? So where he gets to be rough, and it's a boy. He likes to be rough, right? Uh, then he really used it one time, and he actually ended up hurting a kid, but he hurt the local bully, which was okay. Everybody said, "Hey, good job," and he
Yeah.
felt bad because he didn't want to hurt anybody. So my son really said, "Dad, I don't want to do MMA anymore. I don't want to hurt people." And I'm like, "Listen, dude, it's not about hurting people. It's about not getting hurt. I don't think anybody's gonna fuck with you for a while. I'll let you figure it out. No problem." I never pushed it upon him at all, even though I'm like, "Yeah, get him, motherfucker, get him," right? So I have that competitive thing, whether it be what if my daughter is playing soccer or if he's playing basketball, whatever. I'm the dad that fucking screams from the top of his lungs until I lose my voice. I'm like, like fucking ref. I'm that dad. So, with that being said, what is the difference from me pushing on my son and saying, "Hey, dude, you're really good at this. You should continue on," right? Because I know for a fact that that our purpose is to introduce them to
Yeah.
anything possible, and
Right.
whatever they like they gravitate to, right? They gravitate to, and they'll continue and they'll flourish it. So that's probably, for example, he's like, "Dad, I really want to play basketball," so he stopped MMA for a while just to play basketball. Now I think
See,
basketball
that's the
helped.
thing. That's the thing, though. Don't stop MMA just to play basketball. You could do both. Now,
No, no,
MMA,
no. I hear you. Yes, but he decided that he didn't want to do the MMA. He wanted because he didn't want to hurt people. Listen to what I'm saying. As a dad, I'm like, listen, I can't really force him, even though I know how good it is for him. I can't force him. What do I do? So I backed up. Now that he's an adult and he's been back in the MMA game for a while now, right? But it was more of a centered thing. His sensei is the same sensei. Um, we've been part of that sensei's family for a while, right? I mean, so he's been the same sensei for almost 14, 15 years. You know what I mean?
okay.
So my son has been going off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on. But with that being said, though, he literally said, he goes, "Dad, I really wish you would have pushed me more and I would have never stopped the MMA. I would have been so much more further." And I'm like, "At least you understand the fucking concept of compound interest, motherfucker," which is great. Good
Right.
job. But other than that, though, as a parent, how? Because even though I'm supposed to expose them to everything, and if they don't gravitate towards something, like for example, my son stopped showing interest to MMA. Like
Right.
Like America's top team. He's like, Dad, I don't want to go to top team today. I don't want. So I didn't want to force it upon him because I didn't want it to be a punishment either.
Right.
Right?
So when he says things like that, then you just let him know that was your choice. That was your doing. You know what I mean? I mean, it could lead you to water, but I can,
Yes, but he is also a child that doesn't know what his dick is good for. You know what I mean? So all he knows is I'm supposed to piss. That's it. So it's like, why did I say that? Like, I don't know. I'm just, he doesn't know anything from Adam. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, he doesn't
yeah,
know anything. He's relying upon his parental figure to guide him into something. You see what I'm saying?
right.
That just leads to another apple, another.
Oh, no, I understand. It's all good. But see, the thing is just, hey, it was your choice. You know what I mean? It was your choice. I didn't take you out of nothing. I didn't put you in nothing. I didn't force anything on you. Everything was your choice. So regardless if no matter what you wish I did, it was all your choice. You
That
know what I
is true.
mean? And that's what it all comes down to. As long as you don't go against the grain with anything, like they're trying to do this, and you're like, no, do this, whatever. That's what comes into crazy.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of, younger athletes that, they like football or they'll like basketball, but they don't necessarily like fall in love with one or the other. But their parent was such and such in this sport, and they want them to be such and such in the same sport. So they're pushing them to this sport and this sport and this sport and this. And kid doesn't necessarily want to do that. You know what I mean? Now,
That's the same. That goes back in the same principles of what are they going to do with their life. Remember before that you used to build a business to have your sons and daughters take over as the family business and that kind of thing. Nowadays, with this modern society, with this whole industrial revolution type deal with that started the processed foods, that started the 3 hour fucking the mandatory 3 meals a day, the bullshit, that whole thing. It also started what you're saying, you know.
absolutely. Now the thing that these kids have to their benefit is options, man. These kids got so many options. They could do so many things that it's crazy. Like they could tap into so many different resources now. How I say, like, when we were young, we played whatever sport was in season. Well, that was because we didn't have access to a damn year-round football team, a year-round basketball team. We didn't have access to nothing like that. But these kids do nowadays, so they can tap into that. The only thing that raises my eyebrows about it is just the lengths that these parents are willing to go to invest in these kids in sports. That's
Oh, dude, it's amazing because everybody wants to have their son or daughter succeed, in life, and why not? If the money is there and if you have the capabilities, to support, you see what I'm saying? To support. I mean, why is it that here's a great example. Somebody like I'm going to use Cristiano Ronaldo as an example. Extremely poor, extremely broke. He wasn't poor. He was broke. He didn't have a penny to his name, but he was so rich in mentality and is so strong that he became one of the most, if not one of the most influential athletes in the world. Billionaire. You
yeah.
know,
He was hungry.
he was hungry,
He was hungry.
and so the possibilities are endless. The thing is, though, when you come to the States and you have a little bit of extra money and we have avenues that could support, right? And why is it, but everything costs money. Absolutely. The land
Yeah.
of opportunity. So let's build a business and let's teach all these little kids. So as a parent, you're like, yeah, we're going to put him in the best fucking schools to make sure that he moves on, or, she or he or she, that they move on and they do the best they can do. Yeah. I guess that's not much different than, for example, the Chinese, how they have an 8-year-old fucking guitar. Have you seen the little girls play guitar? Those little Chinese
Yeah.
girls, dude. I think they're 8 years old. The guitar is bigger than them, and they're like, you just maximize what maximum potential on certain on a certain uh skill, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because like you're saying with the whole MMA thing, like that's that's right there with martial arts and boxing and stuff. You can't just like go in the gym and do that stuff. Like that's
No.
skill. That's time on task, repetition, repetition,
Yeah.
repetition, repetition. And then it becomes second nature to things. It just becomes a reaction type deal. Instead of even thinking about what next move I'm gonna make, you just make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I believe if your son wants it bad enough, and if I mean he
Oh,
doesn't
he's back.
have to,
He's been back for a while now. You
yeah.
know,
So he
but
doesn't have to do anything crazy but he can go back anytime and do it and enjoy it. That's the good thing about that is it's wide open for him. You know what I mean? MMA is one of those things where you could go to the gym and get all the practice in you want to. You know what I mean? Now, me, I was a football guy. So what sucks about that is you
it's
can't,
seasonal. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, not only is it seasonal, but like how you can go to 24-hour fitness right now and get a pickup basketball game in or whatever. If you're practicing MMA, you can go to an MMA gym. You can get some grappling in, some groundwork, whatever. But football, you're like, it's hard to get guys together and let's go play some football. You know what I mean? Everybody's got so much going on and whatnot. So that's
That
just
is true.
that,
Yeah.
that's the one thing that sucks about what I like. You know what I'm saying? So the gym just filled that void for me, though. I don't miss like really like the game of football and everything. What I missed the most when I stopped playing was like the camaraderie, the team aspect, the locker room. You know what I mean? That's what I miss the most about it. But yeah, I understand where your son's coming from, but everybody has their own path, man. Who knows?
Exactly.
He might get back in it and might, do some
No,
years.
like I said, yeah, he's been back in for a while now, and that was just a moment. That was just an example. Of what why a child can't really decide what's good and what's bad because they're still depending on us. So it's you know that's also the same thing with it falls in line with nutrition and everything we just said about seasonal stuff. Also, I was thinking if if we're training, if we're doing things on a seasonal basis, if we follow the seasons, if we follow the cycles, we follow you know the, there should be a way. I don't know. I'm asking. Is there a specific diet? Because I believe that because we live in a land of abundance, dude, I can have a pineapple in mid-December. You know what I mean? And a fresh one at that. When
You gotta
pineapples
there's
have a
there's
certain season, right?
areas there's going to be general areas of like what I mean what I should eat, what I shouldn't eat, but it all comes down to what you're specifically going for, what you're training for, what kind of results you want your body to have, that type of deal. You know what I mean? Because it's basically you're going to go through like a trial and error stage to find out what's working for you and what's not working for you. That's what it's all about. Like the whole supplement game, all that is trying to find out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Like these guys will go out and they'll buy a whole stack. They'll get the creatine, the pre-workout, the post-workout, the BCAAs, all this. No, you don't want to do that. You want to start one product at a time and find out what works for you, and that's how you get to building a stack because you just
That's a
add
big deal too.
you add
It's a
yeah,
real
you just
big
add
deal.
products slowly because you got to find out what works for you. Because if you're taking 15 things, you're like, damn, look at my body, I feel great. You don't know what one of those products is really giving you the good shit and what one of those products is not really too good for you. So that's why
Yeah,
you build a stack like that because it's just a stack of all good products that are good for you. So when these companies are saying, "Hey, we're selling you this stack," that's
that's a
bull.
problem.
They're just trying to get you to, spend some money. You want to
But
put your own stack together. So to go back to what you were saying, it depends on what sport you're training for, or what you want to do to your body, what kind of changes you want to make to it, that'll determine your whole diet. Not one diet's going to work perfect for everybody across the board ever. It'll never work like that because our bodies are just too different. Our genetic makeups are too different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We
And
That
respond
you'll
makes a
to
get
lot of sense, man.
you'll get
Thanks. Yeah.
that from a lot of freaking like you'll get a lot of different companies that will like, oh, this is the stack that we recommend for starters, and that's like $500.
yeah.
And I'd be like, all right, you have to understand that guy is working on commission. One, two, he doesn't know you. He doesn't know what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish. So because this is your weight loss stat, like you don't know what that guy's going on in his fucking gut, what he's eating
Yeah.
every day. Like, don't sell him that shit, you fucking douchebag. What the fuck's
They
wrong
don't-
with you?
yeah.
Like, and that's what people ask me what I take. And it's like, well, I take these different things. This is why. And it's because of how my body reacts to it, my personal chemistry.
That's it though. But because I take it, don't mean it's going to work for your
Don't
ass.
mean, yep. It makes sense.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? You don't have
Yep.
my train regimen. You don't have my level of that the intensity that I train at. You don't have my genetic makeup. So regardless, I could be taking dog shit and it works better for me than it works for you
Yep.
because of just how I train and how my genetic makeup is. So asking me what I take is pointless.
Yeah. And that's what
Well, that's somebody who's experienced can answer something like that. The average Joe just basically wants that secret sauce. Secret
Yeah.
sauce. You know,
Get some
that's why steroids are.
Yeah.
That's why
Secret sauce.
Yeah, and
we're all looking for that quick,
that secret
quick fix.
sauce, that secret sauce is fucking well, we live in a microwave society. Yeah, that secret sauce is, you're right, you're mine. That secret sauce is, it's gonna be an extra set, it's gonna be an extra rep, it's gonna be an extra hour of sleep. It's little stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? It's not having that damn cheeseburger when you want it. It's going to be, little stuff like that that you just chip away at and everything. And what happens is you get to go into the gym, you get going so much, and once you start seeing your results and everything, then you realize like the time and shit I invested, it ain't worth that fucking bullshit cheeseburger or that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have cheat meals, and when we have cheat meals, we'll go all in for cheat meals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's
All
just
right,
all
dude.
it is. You just got to find out what works for you, your type of thing. I mean, there's a general idea, but yeah.
Eat clean, track your shit.
All right, guys.
Get
I
good
think we're
sleep.
almost out.
Oh no, we're definitely out. I went and took a shower while you guys were talking. And then I was like, I thought I turned off my camera, and then I just realized that I just hid my fucking self view. So I probably sat down and put my shirt on in front of everybody and didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So I was like, I saw the light on the camera. I was just like, all right, I'll have to
Piece
figure
of shit. You
figure
piece
out how
of.
to edit that one.
But yeah,
Guys, have a
before
good
we
one,
get
man.
out of here, I encourage you guys to go on ahead and pick up a copy of this book, though.
Hell yeah. We're going to put a link on it.
I'll drop the
Yeah.
link.
Yeah, because my camera's
Link in
blurry
bio.
still. Yeah.
Put the link in the
Pick up a
bio.
copy
Later,
of
guys.
that book and have a good day. Drink water. Drink water.
And buy my shit.
And buy my shit. Hi, guys.
Make the mindset stick. You want motivation, you're listening wrong. This is legacy talk. Welcome to the strong. Mindset shift, no shortcuts.